Some signs that will give you an indication that he might be a player. Number 1. Your boyfriend is a player if in private, he treats you incredibly well, but in public, he makes fewer efforts to be close to you. Many people struggle with the question of how much of their partner's behavior should be taken at face value, and how much it is actually due to the way they are treated by society. Everyone has their own idea of what it means to be a good partner in public. One of the most common, yet hurtful things that most people see happening in relationships is when one partner is nice to their partner in private, but then does not show the same level of interest or care for them in public. Number 2. If he only texts or calls you when he needs something, it is a sign your boyfriend may be a player. Sometimes, it is best to not just give up on a relationship. If you suspect that your partner may be using text messages as a way to avoid talking with you, or meeting with you over face-to-face time, then it's important to take action. If your boyfriend only texts or calls you when he wants something, it might be a sign that he is a player. Texting should be an activity that both parties are doing to enhance the connection between them. If he only calls you Saturday in the evening, wanting to meet you over the weekend, then he could be looking for something else, and this means he is a player. Number 3. If he does not introduce you to his family or friends, it may be a sign he is a player. There are many signs that a guy is a player, but one of the most visible signs can be if he does not introduce you to his family or friends. If he is always on his phone and cannot take breaks from texting for 5 minutes, it may mean that he's very busy with other things in life and does not want to interact with you. When you first meet someone, it can be hard to know if they are interested in getting to know you. However, if a guy does not introduce you to his family or friends, it may be a sign he is a player. Number 4. He has 2 mobile phones. One is official and it's the one you know, and the other is secretive and hidden from you. This is a sign he is a player. A guy might have a secret phone to prove they are a player. Some guys use mobile phones as signs of status. If they are using their mobile phone as a sign of status, it suggests that they need to be in control and that their phone is private. When you really like someone, it can be hard to know what their true intentions are. But if they have 2 mobile phones, and one of them is official and the other is secretive, it's time to end things. Number 5. When there are other women around, he acts more distantly toward you. This is a sign he may be a player. Men place high value on women who are attractive and confident. When they see other attractive women around, they may act more distant toward you. This is a sign he may not be interested in you as much as he says he does. There are many signs that your partner is a player. They may act distant and cold when there are other women around, for example. However, if you notice this behavior often, it could be more damaging than helpful. Number 6. If he doesn't have any friends, but is always hanging out with new people. This is a sign he may be a player. If a guy is always hanging out with new people, he may be a player. There are many signs that suggest he's not the type of person you want to date or be friends with. He might just be using people in order to get what he wants in life. To some people, it's not a question of if they're a player, but when they'll realize it. These people will often have a friend that they like to hang out with. If a friend has a lot of friends, then he's probably not the person you want to be around long term. Number 7. If he never hides his phone from you, but his sensitive messages are password protected, is a sign he may be a player. A player's phone is always on, and he never hides it from you. If a guy has a password protected messages, it may be that he has other girls on the go. A guy who never hides his phone from you is probably not a player. A guy who hides his phone from you, but never blocks your calls or texts is just not that into you. Number 8. If your boyfriend has a lot of parties often, he may be a player. One of the most common red flags, when it comes to a man's personality, is partying often. Women tend to be pickier about who they date, and if a guy has a lot of parties, he might just be a player. It can be hard to tell whether your boyfriend is just a party animal, or if he has deeper issues. If he's frequently going out with his friends on parties, especially without you, it may be time for you to have a serious talk about what kind of relationship you're in. Number 9. If your boyfriend has a lot of ex-girlfriends, he may be a player. If your boyfriend or guy seems confused about what he wants in a relationship, you may be tempted to think they are some kind of player. However, it's important to remember that players don't have relationships. Players have no interest in committed relationships, because there's always someone else waiting around the corner. Men usually have a few ex-girlfriends they can call up on the phone if they need some company or advice. But if your boyfriend has a lot of ex-girlfriends, then they might be playing you and it's time to leave him. Number 10. He doesn't share much information with you regarding his activities when he's away from you. This is a sign he's a player. A player is someone who is selfish and doesn't care about their partner's needs. They are often more concerned with themselves than the person they are in a relationship with. If your partner always seems to be hiding something, it's probably because they are a player. Players are secretive and may have an ulterior motive when they are not with their partner. His behavior when he's away from you is one of the first signs that he may be a player.